So today I'm going to do my June wrap-up, and in June I actually read 7 books, which is pretty good considering the fact that I was sort of busy this month as I still had my exam and school. But yeah, the books that I read this month were pretty good, and actually I only reread 2 books, which is pretty good for me because this year I have been basically only rereading books. But I did manage to read some new ones this month. And actually the first book that I finished this month was Clockwork Prince, and yes, this was a reread, but I'm doing this read along that is being hosted by Emma Books, and we are rereading every single Shadowhunter book until the release of Queen of Air and Darkness, and this month we had to read Clockwork Prince, and yeah, obviously I really enjoyed this. I love the Infernal Devices, it's like one of my favorite series, and I haven't read these books in so long. So I'm really enjoying rereading these ones because I don't remember much, and it's being really fun, and I cannot wait to read Clockwork Princess. Next, I read A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I know that I read this like super late, but it didn't arrive to my house until like a month after the release, even though I pre-ordered this book. I don't know if you saw my reading vlog, which is like the last video that I posted, but I was kind of disappointed by this book. Initially I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but now it's a 4 because it was fun. I really miss these characters and this world, and I really enjoy Sarah's writing style, and The Court of Thorns and Roses is like one of my favorite series, and this book was supposed to tie the loose ends from the last book and to know like what to expect in the next series that's coming out in the next year, but I feel like it didn't really do anything. I've read novellas by Sarah J. Maas, like The Assassin's Blade is probably the best novella that I've ever read, so I was kind of disappointed by this one because they didn't do anything. It was pretty fun to read about them like just living their normal lives. That wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting the things from A Court of Wings and Ruin to be like more serious and to have like more problems in this one, but that didn't happen. I did still enjoy this book, but there was something missing for me. And next, I read Queens of Geek, which was the best book that I read in June because it was so freaking cute. I've been wanting to read this book for so long, and everybody kept telling me to read it, so I finally did, and I was so not disappointed. Basically, Queens of Geek follows these 3 friends that are going to this convention, and one of the characters that we follow has like severe anxiety, and the other one is a famous YouTuber. So it was really cool to see from both of those girls' perspectives, and I love the romances and just the convention aspect of the book because you already know this, but I loved going to Comic-Con last year. It was like the best experience that I've ever had, and this book was just the cutest thing ever, but it wasn't a candy, it was still very good, and it had more serious topics, especially because of one of the main characters' anxiety, and I really related, and I could really relate to her. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about this book. It's the cutest thing ever. Everyone should read this book. I'm so in love. This is definitely going to be one of my favorites of the year. And then I read The Raven King, finally. This one was also a pretty good one. This is the finale of the Raven Cycle series. I don't know if you saw the Books That I Hate video that I used to have up on my channel, not anymore because that video is awful, but I said that I didn't really like the Raven Cycle because the writing style of Maggie Stiefvater wasn't for me, and I couldn't really understand the characters, and I didn't really like the world. But after reading Blue Lily Lily Blue, like my perspective of the books really changed. I kind of like adapted myself to a writing style, and I started liking the characters, and the world like finally clicked for me, so I immediately had to pick this one up because it came out so long ago and everyone has read this besides me, so I really enjoy reading this book. Like, I can't really explain what the Raven Cycle is about. It's a fantasy book, but it's very like whimsical and strange and different. So I'm not the best to give a synopsis for this series, but I'm definitely not going to tell you what this one is about because it's the finale. So yeah, just know that I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, which is so good for me for this series. I also gave 5 out of 5 stars to Blue, but the other 2 were 3 stars. So this is pretty awesome, and I'm really glad that I continue on with reading the series. Then I read The Woman in the Window, and I really like mystery thrillers, and I had really high expectations for this book because everyone has been raving about this. But again, I'm not going to give you a synopsis for this one because it's a mystery novel and I kind of like going into it, like not knowing anything about it. But this one was like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Everyone talks about AJ's writing style, but I found this book kind of boring, especially in the beginning because nothing was happening, and also the characters were really weird and the end didn't surprise me, which in a mystery novel it's kind of like really important. But yeah, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either, so I gave it a 3 stars because I really like mystery thrillers, but this one I guess just wasn't for me. And then for my other reread of the month, I reread Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas because the last book in this series, Kingdom of Ash, is coming out in September, so I want to reread the entire series over the summer to like prepare for that book. But this is Sarah J. Maas' debut novel, and you probably know what this is about because who doesn't know what Throne of Glass is about, but it's again one of my favorite series. I didn't remember so much about this, so it was really interesting to read it again, and I miss Selena and Dorian and Kale before all that mess that I'm not going to tell you what is. But yeah, it's Throne of Glass. Obviously, it's a 5 out of 5 stars. And finally, I read Listen to Your Heart by Casey West, and you probably don't know this, but every year after school ends, I like to do a mini marathon of Casey West's books because her books are like the perfect candy. You can read them like super quickly, they are super addictive. I usually read like 3 or 4, one a day, and it's always pretty awesome because I fell in love with the characters and the romance for that short period of time, but when the book ends I can just quickly move on to the next one, and it's always pretty fun. And this one was about this girl that lives in a lake and she's starting school again, and this year she has to take this podcast class, and she starts to get this mystery caller, and it's not really a mystery because she thinks that it's the guy that her best friend also likes, but it's not only her best friend that likes this guy, it's also the main character. Again, it was pretty fun. It wasn't the best of her books that I've ever read. Like, I didn't fall in love and I didn't gush all over the book like I did with The Fill-In Boyfriend and On the Fence, but it was still pretty fun, and for a candy, it was a 4 out of 5 stars for me, and you will definitely see more of Casey West's books in my next wrap-up because her books are just always so fun. And I guess those were all the books that I read this month. In like July, I just want to read 1 or 2 more of Casey West, and I also want to finish Always and Forever Lara Jean because I'm already halfway through this book, because I'm doing a read along with a friend of mine from Bookstagram, and we are reading this book because the movie for To All the Boys I Loved Before is coming out in like a month on Netflix, and I'm so excited. And I want to read like just Clockwork Princess and City of Lost Souls, and maybe some of the new books that I just got, but that's pretty much it. I'm sorry for being gone for so long, but I've been kind of busy and I want to do so many videos. I have so many ideas, but I'm still trying to get the new stupid camera, but I cannot sell this stupid one. The minute that I get a new one, I will start fresh with this channel and hopefully do videos that I'm proud of, because the ones that I've been making so far just suck. But I guess that completes this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. You can also check out my previous videos. Hopefully, some of them are good. And yeah, I hope that you can stick around, so please subscribe. Bye!